Well, I think we're all aware of the changes that have happened to our grant situation because the World Fund has run out of money. And the fact that Rotary and the Rotary Foundation had to scrabble like crazy. Last year, we ran out of money. There just wasn't money available. This year, we've had additional demands on the World Fund with the COVID, with disasters, all sorts of things happening, and an absolutely unprecedented call on the Global Fund because of the amount of global grants that are in the pipeline waiting for allocated money to make these grants possible. Our clubs have really taken off. They've understood the need in the world. They're doing the best that they can to help people, to serve humanity, to lift people out of poverty, to take them into a place where they are safe and they have opportunity, and where we can make sure that we are fulfilling the obligation of Rotary. But we all know that we need the money, which is the grease on the axle to make the wheels of Rotary turn round. I know it's a money game. We need the money. Money has to go into all of our programs, into all of our funds for us to be able to supply the demand that is coming our way. So this particular fundraiser, which strikes directly at raising money for the annual programs fund, means that perhaps 3 years down the road, we have enough money to start building the kind of reserves we need for unprecedented demand, or at least that we can supply every single club that requests the funding for a global grant to be able to fulfill their dream and their obligation. So it is a money game. Unfortunately, and this was a question I addressed yesterday with a group of people, to go outside of our Rotary members and to get people to be passionate about something like an annual programs fund where they do not see an immediate result on their investment is a little bit difficult. Corporations, businesses want to give money specifically to a cause. Our World Fund addresses everybody's cause. So we need to get people excited about the fact of the reach of our World Fund, what we actually do, and the huge impact. We might just be an X amount of the funding, but the impact that comes to those recipients across the world who get the benefits of this is immeasurable. So the need is unbelievable. The need is there. We need to feed our financial stream. We need to fill that pipe so that it is so full that it keeps spilling out on the other side. So help us with the Rotary Foundation to make sure that we fulfill the obligation of doing good in the world. The way we do that is by raising the donations. So I hope that tells you how passionate I feel about it, Peter. Come on, everybody, let's get moving. Let's get the money flowing.
Hi, I'm Rebecca from Trellis, the website you're on right now. We are so excited you're participating in this fundraiser. To make the most of your experience, you'll want to get logged in as soon as possible using the login button at the top right of your screen. You'll need to complete this easy step to participate in the auction, the chat, and the rest of the event. If you don't see a login button but you see your name, you're in luck. You're already logged in. To get started, click the sign up button in the top right-hand corner. Next, you'll need to add your email and personal contact details. If you'd like to receive text notifications, make sure to add your phone number as well. Once you press submit, you'll be asked to put in your credit card details. This will help you bid on the fly and make donating in the moment even easier. Please keep in mind that if you don't put in your credit card details now, they'll have to do it during the auction and would hate if you missed the action. You're all set and ready to go. Next, just press bid when you're ready to start participating in the auction. Thanks for watching and enjoy your event.
We are so glad that you are here. Tonight, we welcome a legion of luminaries, a cavalcade of stars who are joining us from across the globe to raise awareness and critical funds for the Rotary Foundation. My name is Jennifer Jones, and I have the pleasure of welcoming our VIP guests to the red carpet. It's going to be fun to see who is arriving tonight. I can tell you there is a lineup of limos, and we hope they're green because the environment is a new area of focus for us. Tonight, we're going to hear from the stars, share some stories, try a cocktail, and even make a little magic. Our hosts tonight are Dean Roars and Valerie Wafer, and our Master of Ceremonies, Jeffrey Cataray. So let's take a look out on the red carpet and see who's out there right now. And I think that I see Sam Neill at the back of the pack. You know, Sam Neill, he was in Jurassic Park and The Hunt for Red October. He's looking pretty good. Well, you know what? He's a little further back, so I think we'll go to him maybe a little later in the program. But I see Dean Roars out there, trustee of the Rotary Foundation. Dean, welcome to the red carpet.
Wow, thank you, Jennifer. How exciting. My goodness, I've never been on a red carpet before.
Well, and isn't it nice to be out and about with other people right now, looking around and seeing the stars?
Unbelievable, just unbelievable.
So we have, my intel tells me that there's about 1,000 people who are going to be on the call tonight. What are you hearing?
That's exactly what I'm hearing. And I hope it will be more. I hope people have brought friends and family and guests with them. We need as many people as we can to enjoy the show with us.
Well, we appreciate all that you're doing for the Rotary Foundation. Enjoy your evening, and I'll let you get back to the mix and mingle, and we'll catch up for maybe a martini a little bit later on.
Don't worry, Jen. I'm right there with you. You take care.
Thanks, Dean. And I'm looking out on the landscape. I think that past Rotary International President Barry Rassin is just making... Barry, come on over here so we can talk for a few minutes. Barry, how are you?
Hello, Jennifer. How are you?
It has been so long since I've seen you. How are you?
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. It's so good to be here with you on the red carpet.
Well, you are one of our superstars, and we can't wait to hear what you're going to have to say when you have a chance to chat with Jeffrey. But, you know, we're on the red carpet. One of the questions we always have to ask is, what are you wearing? What designer are you wearing this evening?
I'm wearing Esther Rassin design.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. We'll get into the real meat and potatoes of why we're here and your ability to call some of the incredible gifts out of our guests tonight a little bit later. So thank you for coming and stopping by the red carpet and poking your nose in. We really appreciate it. Thanks, Barry.
Thank you.
And we have, as I said, we have superstars from across the globe here and a real rock star right now, Alex Lifeson. Alex, I see you out there. Are you in sight? Alex, oh my gosh, it is so great to see you. Alex Lifeson from Rush, a band I grew up with. We're probably very close to the same age, so we were simultaneously listening to your music, but a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and one of Rolling Stone's top 100 guitarists in the world. Thank you for being with us tonight.
It's my pleasure.
So now let me ask you this. Why would it be important for you to be at a Rotary fundraiser? And let me start with also saying thank you for the incredible donation of the guitar tonight. It's getting a lot of traction.
That's terrific. Peter Schultz is an old friend of mine. I mean, a very old friend of mine. We went to we went to public school together.
Wow.
In grade 5 and grade 6. So he got in touch with me, and I just thought it was a wonderful idea to get involved.
Well, you know what? That speaks to Rotary, the power of connections, and going back to your childhood and Peter's. That's awesome. Thank you so much for being here, having a little bit of fun with us, and enjoy the after party. And maybe we'll have a martini together too.
It's a deal.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex. Well, you know what? I'm looking out at the landscape, and oh my gosh, one of our superstars, one of our Rotary rock stars, our Vice President-elect Valerie. Where are you? I see. Come on over here. Come on over here.
Hey, Jennifer, how are you?
You look spectacular this evening. I've already asked Barry who he's wearing. Who are you wearing tonight?
Do you know what? It was just so much fun to put on lipstick.
Well, I'd be lying if I didn't confess that it's party on the top and maybe more casual on the bottom.
Yeah, I've got my furry slippers on, I must admit.
The joys of being able to do this from our virtual landscape. This has been obviously something that we've all been looking forward to for weeks now. And any idea of what we might be able to achieve tonight?
Well, we've got our goal up on the live screen here, and the donations are coming in. We've got some exciting auction items. Everyone's being so generous to support our foundation. It's going to be such a great night.
Well, you know what, Valerie, we so appreciate your leadership and getting together with Peter to make this an all 2832 fundraiser. We know that this is going to help fill the pockets of our own districts so that we can reach our annual fund and our polio fundraising goals. So thank you for putting this out here for all of us to participate in and have fun and just enjoy the evening. And again, we'll meet up for a little beverage later on. So cheers and thanks. I think that there's just a few more people trickling in at this point, and oh my gosh, I see a tuxedo right across the red carpet there. Jeffrey Cataray, come on over here and talk to us for a second. Welcome to the red carpet. Oh. And I wish that I could understand what you were saying, because that was not live, at least not at my end.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we live now?
We are live now. So it was charming what you said. Say it again.
I said, hello, sister. And then I said, I can't do that anymore. Hello, President nominee. How are you?
I'll always be your sister. Jeffrey, looking very dashing this evening. Thank you as Master of Ceremonies for getting all dudded up.
My pleasure. Good to be here with you on the red carpet. And thank you so much for your time here tonight. It's an exciting night, Jennifer.
It is. And what is going to be exciting about tonight?
We've got an action-packed hour. We've got some auction items, which you can see. I'm going to talk to you about those in a minute. And we've got a special surprise at the end, another little fundraising thing at the end that we're going to do, a little surprise. But the bottom line is we've got, the last I saw, maybe 900 to 1,000 people that are going to join us. I think we've already raised $140,000, and we haven't started yet. So this is a big night. This is exciting, and I can't wait.
Well, Jeffrey, I have had a lot of fun out here on the red carpet. It's time to get the show rolling, and it's time to turn it over to you as our Master of Ceremonies. So checking out from the red carpet, ladies and gentlemen, but not checking out. I'll be here for the night. Take care.
Martinis later, Jen. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our gala this evening. It's amazing that I'm here outside of Philadelphia, and this is emanating from British Columbia, and we've got people from across our zones joining us. It's a very exciting evening. People have put a lot of time in planning this. We are glad that you are with us. We know that there are demands on your time, and we appreciate the fact that you're taking this time with us tonight. Just some introductory things. If you click on Trellis, and I've got my Trellis on a separate screen here, and you'll see the silent auction items. We've got, and you just heard from Alex on the red carpet, the Les Paul signed guitar by Alex. And this is a an access model electric guitar from his personal collection. And these are the top choice of famous guitarists all over the world. It's personally signed by Alex, and the bidding is already up to $5,400. So don't forget to check in periodically to our silent auction. And we've got another item for you on our silent auction tonight, and that is something that you just can't get anywhere else. And it's called a little bid, a little bid of hope. And if you bid on this item, and if you are the winner of this item, president, and depending on the timing, you could have the president of Rotary International, the immediate past vice president of Rotary International, and trustee Dean Roars come to your district to participate in a community service project. Oh my, what? Are you kidding me? Having these three folks in your district to participate in a district community service project, the awareness you can raise, the understanding you can raise, the people that you can get out for that, not only from within us, our Rotarians, but also our outward-facing office, people from the public. So don't forget those two silent auction items. You can bid on those throughout the night, and we'll be closing those toward the end of the evening. After the silent, during the silent auction and throughout, you can bid, and I'll be keeping track of the bids on my screen to the left. And then we have a special fundraiser, as I said, a surprise right at the end for you to participate in, called Last 1,000, and you don't want to miss that. So, without any further ado, I'm going to bring back to the stage Director Valerie, Vice President-elect Valerie, past Vice President of Rotary International, Dean Roars, current trustee of the Rotary Foundation. Ladies, come back on stage.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Jennifer, for such a fabulous Oscar quality red carpet pre-show. You are such a rock star, honestly. You make that look so easy. It really helps set the tone for our fun and fast-paced show that we have lined up for you. So good evening, fellow Rotarians and guests, and welcome to Celebrating Our Foundation, hosted by Zones 28 and 32. We have over 840 people registered tonight, which has resulted in over 124,000 US dollars to support our Rotary Foundation, with 75% going to the annual fund and 25% going to Polio Plus. We thank you for your support. And if you're further inspired to give, there'll be a few other opportunities here for you to give tonight, as MC Jeffrey Cadrat has just outlined. I'm Valerie Wafer, Rotary International Director, and I am honored to be joined by Trustee Dean Roars. Hi, Dean.
Hi, Valerie. Thank you so much. And oh gosh, what an amazing event to be on this evening. Our foundation needs us now more than ever, and the world is in need of our services. You know, there is just so much need out there today. And tonight's magic was put together by a committee headed by past District Governor Peter Schultz. And I really think it's time for us to recognize his leadership and his commitment to our foundation. And to each one of you, to each member, guest, and friend of Rotary here tonight, thank you for your support. This event will allow our clubs and districts to do more good and meet the foundation goals we have set for this Rotary year. So let's sit back and get ready to be inspired, celebrate, and have some fun. So Valerie, back to you.
Thanks, Dean. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Well, cheers.
Yes, cheers to you too, my friend.
And it's now my pleasure to send it back to our Master of Ceremonies for the tonight, none other than the charismatic past Rotary International Director, Jeffrey Cadrat.
Thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Dean. You know, I don't have a glass of wine in front of me, and so on one of the little breaks, I'm going to sneak around and get one. But I hope all of you out there have a beverage of your choice, whatever that may be. It is my pleasure now to bring to the stage someone all of us know, hardly needs an introduction, the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. Justin?
Hello everyone, bonjour à tous, and welcome to the Rotary Foundation's virtual gala. For starters, I want to thank our co-hosts, International Director Valerie Wafer and Rotary Foundation Trustee Dean Roars, for bringing us all together. And to the thousands of Rotarians and their friends who are supporting this celebration, thank you for joining us. This is a time to celebrate the global achievements of the Rotary Foundation. It's also a time to celebrate all of you, Rotarians who are putting their hands up to make Canada and the world a better place. La dernière année a été difficile pour tous les Canadiens, mais on a tous uni nos efforts pour faire face aux défis et aux moments déchirants de cette pandémie. And it's because of people like you that we will come out of this crisis stronger and more resilient. So keep up the hard work, because to build back better, we will need your passion and generosity in communities around the world. Once again, thank you for being here, and thank you for stepping up every day. I hope you have a wonderful gala. Merci.
Thank you, Prime Minister Trudeau, for those kind words and generous words, and we're glad you could be with us. And now, as the steering committee has been meeting over the past weeks and months, and we were thinking, wouldn't it be great if we could have somebody as part of this show that was known only by one name, like Bono, like Cher, Ellen, Oprah, Madonna. And I am glad to tell you that we got one. We got someone who is only known by one name, and it is Camilo. And Camilo is a magician. He's been a full-time professional magician for the last 12 years. He's originally from Bogota, Colombia, and now resides in Vancouver, Canada. He has showcased his magic all over North and South America, and for the past year has been mainly working in the virtual world. He has now performed over 100 virtual magic shows. So I'm going to ask you to welcome two people to the stage right now. Number one, Camilo, and he told me that he needs a guest, and that guest is going to be Director Valerie. Valerie?
Fantastic.
Take it away.
Jeffrey?
Hello. Hello, Valerie. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Camilo.
Fantastic. Nice to meet you, Valerie. Everybody at home, nice to meet you. My name is Camilo. I'm known as Camilo the Magician. I am very excited to be here with all of you and to share a little bit of magic. Now, Valerie, very important jobs for you, okay? The very first job, do you see right here this frame with colors?
Yes.
I want you to keep an eye on this, okay? Make sure nobody comes into the office right here, the studio, and changes anything, okay? Including myself. So keep an eye on that. If you see someone, just point it out, okay?
Okay.
Now, the second job, Valerie, is right here. I have a little booklet with some drawings. Valerie, I guarantee you know all of them, if not most of them, maybe one or two South American characters that you don't know, but you will know what I mean right here. I have some cartoons. I have Bob right here. You can see it clearly. We have Mickey Mouse. Okay, we have Bugs Bunny. We can even do a zoom in. We have Joshi and so on. We have all of these cartoons right here that I'm sure you know or recognize right here. So you're going to select one of them. The way that you're going to select it, I'm going to make it as free as possible. I'm going to riffle the pages. Valerie, you're going to say stop whatever you want. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
Perfect, Valerie. So go ahead and say stop whatever you want.
Stop.
Right here. Take a look at this. Don't say it out loud, Valerie. Do you know this character?
Yes.
Yeah, you recognize it?
Yes.
Perfect. So I'm going to leave it here on the table. I don't want to see it right here. That's going to be your character. Now, Valerie, do you like to play with puzzles?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I brought a special puzzle right here, which is one of my favorite puzzles, Valerie, is the Rubik's Cube. Have you ever solved one of these before?
Have I ever solved it? No.
Yeah. You haven't? Oh,
Right.
can you make it someone else, please? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Valerie. Just stay here with us. Now, Valerie and everybody at home, here's the Rubik's Cube, my favorite kind of puzzle. And you can move it in this direction or this direction. Every time that you shuffle the cube, it changes the sequence of the cube. I can just go like this, and you can see a completely shuffled cube. Now, Valerie and everybody at home, watch this. We have the cube. Let's see if I can do it in front of the camera with one hand. Just move it like this. Very slowly, very slowly, very slowly, and there we go. Now we have a complete cube solved by me. Now, not that impressive, I know, but Valerie, I'm gonna need you back. You're gonna help me shuffle this cube. So I'm gonna shuffle it first, and Valerie, now you're gonna tell me which side do you want me to shuffle? The one to the right, the left, the top, or the bottom? Go ahead. Which one do you want me to shuffle?
Bottom.
The bottom, perfect. Keep going, Valerie.
Left.
Left, perfect. Keep going.
Top.
Top, okay. Keep going.
Right.
right? I'm give me 3 more. We don't have much time, so give me 3 more.
Middle, bottom, and top.
Middle, you went middle. So I'm gonna go middle. That's difficult. Middle, bottom, and top. Perfect. So Valerie, this is your cube right here. Now, Valerie, we have never met. This is the first time that I've seen you in my life. Valerie, how long do you think it's gonna take me to finish this cube?
5 seconds.
Valerie, 5 seconds? I'm a magician, not a professional Rubik's Cube solver. 5 seconds. All right, 5 seconds. Okay, I'll take that. But what if I do it blindfolded? What if I cover the cube under this handkerchief? How many seconds will you add to those 5 seconds?
Oh, I'll give you double. 10.
Valerie, I love that you're raising the stakes here. Okay, we're from 5 seconds to 10 seconds now blindfolded. Okay, so I'm gonna appear a little timer right here in the top right corner with 10 seconds, and I'm gonna give it a try and see if I can solve it in 10 seconds. Now, Valerie, you're gonna count down from 5 all the way to 0. When you say 0 or 1, the countdown starts, and I'm gonna start doing the cube. Are you ready?
Sure.
Perfect. So here we go. Go ahead whenever you want.
Sorry, I'm supposed to count down from 5?
Yeah, sorry, it's my accent. I'm from Colombia. I speak so fast. You have to do a little countdown. 5, 4,
Okay.
3, 2, 1. The timer starts, and I start whenever you want.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Let's see if we can do it here. 7 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and stop right here. 2 seconds left. Valerie, would you be impressed if this cube is completely solved right now?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Like we could finish the show right now, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't want to finish the show, so I didn't solve the cube in those 8 seconds. I'm not that good. I'm so sorry. But Valerie and everybody at home, I tried to do something a little bit better. When I was in 7 seconds, I went back and tried to remember all the shuffle that Valerie gave me. And Valerie, for the first time, I'm gonna touch this picture. Is that okay if I touch it? You've been looking at it. Nobody has come close, correct?
Correct.
Perfect. I'm gonna take it for the first time right here, so everybody can see it. Valerie, right here we have so many cubes. Okay, so many cubes, but there's one cube that is missing, and it's your cube, the one that you shuffle. I'm gonna place it right here. Okay, in the spot right there. Now, Valerie, for the first time out loud, so everybody can hear you. What is the picture that you were thinking of, that you selected?
Mario.
Mario, correctly. You selected Mario. Now, you gave me 10 seconds, and it took me 7 seconds to solve your cube and every single cube right here to have your picture, Mario, the one that you selected. Valerie and everybody, thank you very much. That's my first part of the show. I'll see you later on, and enjoy the rest of the night, guys. Take care.
Oh, thank you, Camilo. Boy, that was impressive. Valerie, you were impressive, especially on the whole 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I know you're going to pay me back for that, and I'm ready for it. So next up, we have another video. And by the way, all of the videos that we're showing you tonight are available to you at Rotary.org. They're great for your club. They're great for your district. They're great for an outward-facing audience that doesn't know much about us. So take it away with our next video.
In March 2019, a unique VTT, or vocational training team, funded by the Rotary Foundation, traveled from Canada to Kenya. This project brought 6 secondary school teachers and their Rotarian team leader to Kenya. The team had qualifications and experience in applying computer technology in their teaching methods. The project goal was to enhance learning about integrated computer-based teaching methodologies. The team worked with teaching professionals from schools in Kenya and professors from the Southeast Kenya University. One team member stated, "I observed Margaret's Form 1 class on the extraction of oil from nuts. Margaret deftly handled a class of 60 students with only enough equipment for 3 working groups, 20 kids to a station. Margaret brought in 21st century skills by integrating computer-assisted learning to preview the lesson and then using a mix and mingle game to change it up." Another team member explained how Christina set up the local network device and showed other teachers how to access it on their phones, tablets, and laptops. A team member said watching our Kenyan colleagues embrace technology, brain breaks, and learning games was a breath of fresh air. I remember how Andy demystified the computer by opening one up and showing us the parts. This brought anxiety levels for several participants down. This project changed the Canadian and Kenyan teachers' approach to education for the remainder of their careers. The project will enrich a generation of children in Canada and Kenya. The VTT demonstrates the remarkable transformations the Rotary Foundation does make in communities. The Rotary Foundation, doing good in the world.
Hope you enjoyed that video. And now it is my pleasure to bring to the stage someone who we all know, past Rotary International President Barry Rassin. Barry, come on up.
Hello, Past Director Jeffrey. Such a good pleasure to see you.
Hello, my friend. Thank you for being here with us this evening. We know the demands on your time, and you have been a friend of our zones from the time that you were president. Many of the people on this call remember when you were with us in Montreal at our first zone conference. You and Esther were there, and the feedback that we got about your visit and how approachable you were. What people don't know is that you, on your knees, begged me to do a polar plunge. You were absolutely enthusiastic to do a polar plunge. So I'm sorry. That was me on my knees begging you to do it.
Yeah, you got that right now.
And tell us, did you enjoy that, Barry?
I enjoyed it afterwards when I warmed up, but I've never been so cold in my entire life.
Spoken like a true Caribbean. And then one of the high points of that entire conference, and it showed up in our surveys, I got a phone call that afternoon from your aide, Dwight and Wendy Leeper. I was due to introduce you for your keynote. And Wendy said, let's have Esther introduce Barry. And I said, absolutely spot on. And Esther did an amazing job. Many people remember it, brought tears to many people's eyes, possibly yours also.
Including mine, yes.
But what a great job she did at your introduction. So again, thank you for being here today. Barry, you're not only our past president, but you're now a trustee of the Rotary Foundation. What does the Rotary Foundation mean to you?
You know, what I love about the Rotary Foundation is the work we do around the world. And I wish every Rotarian could get out there in the world and go see the projects we do. Being a president, such an opportunity to go visit these projects. You just had a video on a vocational training team. I went to Madagascar. I saw 17 Rotary surgeons from India operate on 3,500 people in 8 days. They changed their lives forever, and they trained local surgeons to do it. I mean, those kind of projects. We went to Malawi. We went to a school, 4,000 students. They finally had 2 toilets and fresh water to wash their hands and to drink because Rotary had a global grant to bring it to them. And the looks on their face, the happiness, the appreciation every time they see a Rotary pin, I can't tell you. That's what Rotary is all about. We talk the numbers and we talk about we need donations. Every person who ever wants to make our world a better place needs to donate to the Rotary Foundation, because this is where it happens. This is where the world changes.
So Barry, what's in your time as a trustee so far, what's been your biggest surprise as a trustee of the Rotary Foundation? What's your biggest surprise?
I guess my biggest surprise would be that we don't get 100% of Rotarians and 100% of Rotaract clubs and Rotary clubs donating to our foundation. This is ours. We own it. This is the Rotary Foundation. I think every single person in this organization should be a part of that. And it's disappointing that we aren't, because we do so much in the world. And when I see the World Fund being challenged because we're a victim of our own success, we've done so well. We're going to do more global grants this year than we've ever done in the history. That's in the year of COVID-19, because we're helping the world be a better place. So yeah, I'd like to see more. The other thing that, not so much a surprise, but an impressive moment, when I see the ability of our staff, the dedication of our staff, what they do every single day, and now with Zoom, in the early mornings, late at nights, with all the zones around the world, we are incredibly fortunate to have the expertise, the dedication, and truly the love of making our world better through the Rotary Foundation in our staff.
Agreed. I mean, you know, a lot of people think of our staff as people that work for us. They are our partners. They're our partners in this whole effort that we're under. And to your point, Barry, I'm also surprised that every Rotarian it would, whatever their means, doesn't donate to the Rotary Foundation. And speaking of staff, Adina from our staff, in Zone 28, this year alone, we've had 1,648 new donors to the Rotary Foundation for a total of $157,000 and some change. In Zone 32, 976 new donors to the Rotary Foundation for $126,000. That's what we need more of, correct? We need new donors.
Yes, we absolutely do. We need to reach out to those who haven't done as much in the past as they could, and those who haven't done anything, and make them understand. And it's not about going and asking for money. It's by going and telling them the stories of what we do. And then they can't help but help us to do more of them.
So for the people on this call, many people think, well, Barry is an ambassador for the foundation. I don't have to be. Dean is an advocate for the foundation. I don't have to be. Jennifer is an advocate. I don't have to be. Isn't it true, do you think, that everybody, every Rotarian is an advocate and an ambassador for the Rotary Foundation?
And I take it a step further. Every Rotarian and every Rotaractor is an ambassador for our foundation. They should be telling everybody they know, again, about the stories of what we do. Tell them about how we're going to eradicate polio off the face of the earth. Every Rotarian knows the story. Every Rotarian can tell that story. And all you got to do is, you have a couple friends over for dinner. Hey, you ever heard about Rotary? You know what we do? We're going to eradicate polio off the face of the earth, and it's taken us 35 years, but we stuck with it, and we're going to finish the job. I mean, that's what every Rotarian, every Rotaractor needs to make sure they're telling the stories to everybody they know. And guess what? Not only will they help us to do more projects, they're going to say, wow, if you're doing that, I want to join your club. I want to be a member of this amazing organization, the #1 humanitarian organization in the world. Everybody should want to be a part of this.
Well, Barry, listen, we thank you for your time tonight. Stick around with us. We've got some surprises. Maybe one of them might include you. You never know. But you know me, I'm not going to put you in harm's way.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm going to talk to you offline, maybe sometime later this week. My daughter, Jessica, 29, told me 2 weeks ago, Dad, I want to be a Rotarian. And I want to tell you that story. So
fantastic.
We got a new one coming on board. All right, Barry, thank you so much. Stick around, enjoy the show. We'll talk to you a little bit later. We appreciate you. Thanks, Barry.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. So that was past President Barry Rassin, current trustee of the Rotary Foundation. And some of you know the name Tom Dyer. We're going to bring Tom up in a minute. Tom is a bartender. Now, I've never personally met a bartender in person, and that was the three-way test. But Tom is not just a bartender. He's the 10-time United Kingdom champion and multiple world champion flair bartender. He now runs 5 bartending schools and teaching his skills in flair bartending and cocktail making online through his YouTube channels. Tom also makes his own bar equipment and can be found working with a variety of liquor brands through his social channels. Please welcome to the stage, Tom Dyer. Tom, take it away.
Hello there, good evening. How are we doing? Thank you very much, Jeffrey. So, thank you very much for that nice introduction. As Jeffrey said, my name is Tom, and I'm going to be your bartender for this evening. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful evening so far. I'm coming at you live from Portugal on the other side of the pond. And if you stick around until the end of the show tonight, I'm going to be showing you my signature cocktail, the My Paloma. I do believe you should have had the ingredients sent to you already. So I'm going to be taking you through that step by step and obviously showing you all of these tricks along the way and how to basically make that cocktail fantastic every single time. But I did see that many people had a drink in their hands already this evening. So I am going to just make one for myself right now. This is just a simple rum and ginger with a garnish of, I missed the lime, but with a garnish of lime as well, and a straw so I can catch up with everybody else. So I'll see you at the end of the show to make the My Paloma. Jeffrey, back to you.
Thank you, Tom. My goodness, it's no surprise why you are world champion. Thank you for that, and we look forward to seeing you later in the show. It's now my pleasure to bring back to the stage a friend of mine, a role model of mine, a mentor of mine, an advisor of mine, a counselor of mine, and a person who, when I was selected to be director for for Rotary International took me under her wing, and she made me a better director. And I have always thanked her for that publicly, and I'm doing it again. Please welcome back to the stage, Trustee, past RI Vice President, Dean Roars. Dean?
Thank you, my son, Jeffrey. And I'm one of the few that can say that without being clouded around the ears. So it's great spending an evening with you again. But tonight, I have the privilege of being able to say a thank you to all of you who are here sharing this moment of fun and support for our Rotary Foundation. And just by being here and sharing this moment, you have shown that you understand Winston Churchill's words. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. So I don't stand here alone tonight to say thank you. I stand together with all those men, women, and children across the world that will benefit from the projects that will be the outcome of your donations to the Rotary Foundation. These are people you will never meet, you will never know, but who will know and recognize you for what you have done for them. So very long ago, Aristotle said, the unfortunate need people who will be kind to them, and the prosperous need people to be kind to. We each give in our own way, according to our place in life. Some can give generous amounts of money, and others can give generous amounts of time. But what matters is that each of us understands that giving is not just about making a donation, but making the difference. So when you support the foundation, you are supporting a dream. The dream of the Rotary Foundation having an endowment fund of $2.025 billion by 2025. The dream of your club to bring water to a small village in Africa. The dreams of a girl in Afghanistan to go to school safely and get an education. The dream of a polio-free world. Our Rotary Foundation, with its Charity Navigator rating of 4 stars, is committed to the stewardship of the funds you so generously place in our care. We nurture them, we grow them, and then we return them to you to send all around the world to fulfill your mission of doing good in the world. But we can only return what we receive. And over the past 2 years, as you have heard tonight, we have become the victim of our own success. Our global grant program has increased from approximately 1,000 grants a year to almost and closely anticipated more than 2,000 this year. Our funding increase has been so small in comparison to this demand. So the gap between what we have to give and what we are being asked to give has increased substantially. So this evening has a purpose: to spend time together and celebrate our wonderful successes, but also to replenish and contribute to our future needs. Donors do not give to institutions. They invest in people and ideas that they believe in. So thank you for believing in the Rotary Foundation and those that steward your funds. Thank you for believing that the Rotary Foundation can make dreams come true. Your dreams and the dreams of those that receive from your generosity. I honestly cannot say thank you enough or find the right words to really express this gratitude. So let me finish with the words of Helen Keller. Alone, we can do so little, but together we can do so much. Thank you, Jeffrey. Back to you.
Thank you, Dean, for those words. Always inspiring to us. And it resonates with me, resonates with everyone on this call, I'm sure. Thank you so much, Trustee Dean. I just took a look over at the silent auction. Don't forget about the silent auction right now. The Alex Leifson guitar, Mike Miller, thank you, Mike, $5,600. Thank you, Mike. And if I take a look over at the Little Bit of Hope, which gets Jennifer, Valerie, and Dean to a community district community service project, we've got Alexander Falk at $5,000. So don't forget, We're almost halfway through the show, maybe a little more than that. Don't forget to go to the silent auction and be the winning bidder on one of those. And now let's take a look at another Rotary Foundation video. Take it to the video.
Do you remember any of those milestone events that changed your life? Maybe somebody said or did something for you that caused you to see the world differently. Maybe it was something you did for somebody else that deeply affected you. I hope you've had several, and I hope you cherish them. My name is Peter Schultz, a past Rotary District Governor from Kelowna, BC in Canada, and I wanted to share with you a true Rotary moment. When I joined Rotary, I had many ways that I would spend my annual charitable budget, and it was a challenge every year to sort it out. As time went on, and I learned about the breadth and value of our foundation, it soon became my charity of choice every year. I've had many memorable experiences participating in foundation-funded projects, but I could truly say that this one touched my heart. My Rotary Club partnered with an organization called Restore International to send a medical team to a private hospital in Bahir Dar, Ethiopia. We were a team of 24 with 3 plastic surgeons at the heart of the group and all the support they need. The vision started with a few $1,000s from our club, some funds from other clubs and donors, and with the magic of the Rotary Foundation global grant process, we reached the $100,000 budget. Our mission was primarily to operate on burn victims, of which we did over 50 in the 2-week period. But we were also there as a training team, which after several visits has now established a sustainable burn unit in the hospital. Burn victims of all ages are unfortunately a problem all too common throughout the region, with stories that are often tragic, indeed sad, and occasionally beautiful. One of the fastest growing countries in the world, Ethiopia's population is almost 120 million today, up from 10 million just 2 generations ago. And as you travel through the countryside, you see the small huts everywhere where the people live. And from the center of many, there's a plume of smoke. You see, most locals cook over an open fire, and you can guess that in most of these huts, there are small children chasing each other around the house. Eventually, something happens and somebody gets badly burned. But there is no readily available medical service, so they heal with crippling disfigurement. News of our team's visit spread widely, and on our first day, we began triage of more than 100 who had traveled to have a chance for a life-changing operation. One old woman with her 7-year-old charge had walked for 24 hours just to be seen. But today's story is little Ishetu Asabalu, who had only melted stumps where his hands should be. As photojournalist and blog editor for the team, I spent hours in the operating room while surgeons performed their magic. Their work is exhilarating and frustrating at the same time. Equipment and resources are not what they need to be. Problems must be solved in the moment that would never be an issue at home. The surgeons cut into Ishetu's stumps, separated buried fingers that were fused inside. Tendons were relocated to build the hands that should have been there in the first place, skin grafted to complete the repair. With the grace that only a young child can exhibit, Ishetu recovers beautifully. His parents were overjoyed. And when I looked into the eyes of that child, he looked back at me as if I were a god. You see, he wasn't looking at me, he was looking at Rotary. For me, it was 2 weeks of time, a little money, and another service project with my friends. But for Ishetu and his parents, it was the beginning of a new life. That is the power of what we have with the Rotary Foundation.
Wow, thank you, Peter. We're going to bring somebody on stage now. Her name is Yvonne Joubert, and Yvonne is a friend of mine. We've crossed paths in the Rotary Circle. Yvonne is a proud Rotaractor from District 5370. She joined Interact in 2009 after moving to Canada and discovered her passion for Rotary and the opportunity to give back to this new community that she now calls home. Currently, Yvonne serves as a District Rotaract Chair for District 5370. She is part of her District Peace Building Committee and is the current Secretary of Internal Operations and the Deputy General Secretary-elect for Rotaract Canada MDIO. So, Yvonne, welcome to the stage.
Thank you. Hi, it's so nice to see you.
Great to see you. Long time. Thanks for
I know. Yeah, thank you for having me. I feel like I haven't seen you since San Diego in 2019.
It's been a long time. And look, thank you for all that you do for Rotaract in Canada and for Rotaractors around the world. I'm going to turn it over to you and let you take the next segment. So take it away.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. I really appreciate that. Well, hello, everyone. It is so exciting to join you all here today. Like Jeffrey mentioned, I'm a Rotaractor from District 5370. And I will say when Peter Schultz called me and asked me if I would be willing to do this next segment, I was ecstatic. And that is because I get the great honor and opportunity to introduce and have a little conversation with Alex Lifeson. And if you don't know, Alex is a Canadian musician, best known as the co-founder and lead guitarist of the band Rush. And growing up, I listened to Rush with my dad. And so that was music that constantly played in my house and in our car and anytime we traveled. Alongside with his bandmates, Alex was made an Officer of the Order of Canada in 1996 and received the highest artistic honor by receiving the Governor General's Award in 2012. Alex ranks third in the Guitar World Readers poll of 100 greatest guitarists and is also included in the Rolling Stones 100 greatest guitarists of all times. So it's with great honor and excitement that I get to welcome and share the stage with Alex.
Hi, Yvonne. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Panicked. I have to tell you this. I had my iPad up here, and the cable wasn't working, and it just died like 3 minutes ago. And I ran and got another one and just plugged it in time to get you.
I go through that all the time. I'm classically known as taking every meeting I have to do from a car. And so I experience that all the time, but I'm really glad you're back. I'm really happy that you're here and I get to share the stage with you for the next couple minutes.
Me too.
I have lots of questions. But I think the one that I really want to get started as, I mentioned that you're listed by Rolling Stone magazine as, and others as one of the top 100 rock guitarists of all times. What are your early memories of getting started? Like, when did you know that this was going to work and this is where your passion was?
I started playing guitar when I was 12 years old. And I think very early on, I knew that music was going to be my life, really within those first few years. We started the band when I was 15. In fact, we had just turned 15. And we played, drop-in centers and high school dances and that sort of thing. And then the bars opened up when we were 18 years old. So that gave us an opportunity to play every night, 6 days a week, week after week after week. So that's really where we got our early training and paid our dues. And then 40 years of touring, something had to go right, I guess.
That's true. You mentioned starting at the age of 12. I was inspired by you and tried to learn guitar, but I was definitely nowhere near as talented as you are. So I put my passions into other things.
Great.
You no doubt have had some incredible, great experiences in your life. And one that I know of, and I'm sure a lot of people are very familiar of, is when you went indoor skydiving with Rick Mercer in 2015. Is there one or a couple that really stand out as an exciting experience for you?
Well, that was quite an exciting. First of all, Rick is a wonderful guy, very, very funny, and a lot of fun to be with. We flew down to, I think, Rochester. I believe that's where it was, and we did the skydiving. So they warned us, to be careful when we landed on the seats, and of course I yanked my knee, and I could barely walk after that. But of course I had to put on the proper, had to smile, and everything was fine. But I don't know. There's so many things that have been, that have happened in those 40 years. Too many to really mention here, I think.
I'm sure you could talk about it for hours. And if we had hours, I would spend hours talking to you about them for sure.
Uh-huh.
You've had a life that many would dream about, I'm sure. And, I'm sure you've met and known many world leaders and performers and celebrities. Is there one or a few that really stand out in your mind as great mentors and people that you have great respect for?
Yeah, we have met a lot of people, certainly, over the years. I've met a lot of musicians that I really respected and learned from. So, but I was on a dive trip with the Prime Minister's father. That was in, I think it was in 1995. We went to Truck Lagoon and we were on a dive boat for a week, and it was really fascinating because I grew up with Pierre Trudeau being uh, such a flamboyant and colorful leader of the country, and being in his presence with a bunch of other people diving, just really interested in what we were doing. It was an interesting opportunity to meet somebody like that who'd had such a incredible life on a very casual basis, and that's what I learned about most people. They're just regular folks. They happen to be in a particular position or have had some particular experience, but everybody's pretty normal at the end of the day. And that kind of grounded me, and I realized that the best way to travel through this life is to be, grounded and honest and respectful.
I completely admire that. And I think that's so true. I've had opportunities to meet people along the way. And it's really great for me to just like truly get to see just, everyone's just a normal person. And everyone just has the experience and the opportunity to live the life that they do. So it's really exciting. I know that in addition to playing electric and acoustic guitar for the band, you also play a number of other stringed instruments. Is there one that's your favorite to play?
I picked up a mandola. It's sort of a 10 string Portuguese instrument that looks like a sort of a large, almost a cross between a violin and a mandolin. And I bought it at a pawn shop for $75. And I have to say, I have gotten more use out of that than just about any one of these guitars behind me. And I love it because it has such a unique sound. Not a mandolin, not a 12 string. It's somewhere in the middle of all of that. And I've utilized it on a lot of our records, and it's a unique sounding instrument. So again, it sets it apart from other things that are in that genre.
That's really exciting. Yeah, I had the opportunity to go to Portugal a couple years ago, and actually seen someone play it live, and it was truly an incredible experience.
Oh yeah.
I have one more question that I think will wrap us up, and I think it's the perfect question to end up on. And it's been mentioned a couple times. You've generously donated a guitar for this event to help us raise money for the foundation. What can you tell us about the guitar, and why should our guests today go and bid on that guitar?
Okay, so the guitar is an Epiphone Les Paul, Alex Lifeson Les Paul Access model. So it's based on my Gibson model that was released 5 or 6 years ago. This model and this particular guitar, I received it as one of the first off the production line, and it's not really off the production line. They were more the stereotypes, prototypes. So, so I got the guitar. I played it here. I set it up. I made sure that it was feeling good. It's not released yet. Won't be released for another few months, I don't think. But we've been working on the whole campaign for its release. So in a lot of ways, it's a one-off. It's pre-production, so it's kind of special. And Peter Schultz, we actually played in a band together when we were 13 years old, I think, and didn't last very long, but. He was very excited about it, and I took a photograph of it, and that's the photograph that you see. But it's a beautiful guitar, and I'm really proud of the work that we've put into it. I've been very involved in the construction of the guitar and all the great attributes of that instrument. It's a very, very great utility instrument for a player at any level. So whoever gets it.
Well, yeah, they get first hands on such a great piece of such a great instrument. Thank you so much, Alex, for joining us today, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to chat with you. And this has been really, really exciting.
My pleasure, Yvonne. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Alex, and thanks, Yvonne. Alex, we're really, really happy and grateful to you for donating that guitar. I see the top bid is now at $6,000. Mike Miller. So if you want to bid on that guitar, now's the time to do it. And also on our other live auction, our silent auction item, A Little Bit of Hope, which is topped off also at $6,000 with Ian Lancaster. So don't forget to take a look at the silent auction. We've got another video coming up from you now. So take a look at this, and I'm sure you will be inspired.
Well, I'm being interviewed right now, and I'm kind of busy.
At 91 years old, and despite a broken leg, Carmen Bossenbrock lives a productive life, overseeing her family's longtime pear orchard near Dryden and carrying on a battle she started more than 60 years ago.
I never counted. I never checked in or out. I just worked. Sometimes I stayed overnight while pushing 2 treatment tables together. And it was a busy time.
When patients stricken with polio began flooding into Wenatchee's old Deaconess Hospital in 1952, Carmen was the only thing standing between them and paralysis. For 2 years, in the thick of the epidemic, she was the only licensed physical therapist practicing anywhere in north central Washington.
My license number is 134. 134. And I'm sure it's over 12,000 now.
She worked as a physical therapist until 1992, but her experience in the 1952 outbreak and a subsequent epidemic in the early 1960s have stuck with her. She was one of the first women members of the Wenatchee Rotary and remains passionate about eradicating the disease.
Carmen might be with us for next decade, because I don't think she's planned to go anywhere until polio is eradicated. She sent me notes saying, we've got to get a lid on it. We've got to end it. She's been a great donor. She's always been on our polio committee and worked tirelessly on, now later in her life, on the fundraising in the back end.
Wenatchee Rotary Clubs will be out in front of KPQ Radio on Thursday for World Polio Day, collecting donations for international vaccine programs. Like her fellow Rotarians, Carmen Bossenbrock hopes you'll give what you can.
We don't ever want another epidemic. We have to keep up until it's completely eradicated in the world.
With Caitlin Hedersheet, I'm Jefferson Robbins, NCW Life.
Wow, thank you, Carmen. As a physical therapist, all of us stand on your shoulders for the work that you've done over the decades and decades, and all of us need to listen to that message. We need to eradicate polio. And no better next speaker than our next person that's going to come on stage. This person has held almost every leadership position there is in Rotary. He's a Rotary International Vice President, but to our benefit, he's the current chair of the IPPC, the International Polio Plus Committee. Please welcome to the stage, Mike McGovern. Mike?
Thank you very much, Jeffrey. You know, it's great to be with you today. And, you know, you didn't ask me what I was wearing. You know, I was disappointed. You know, I'm wearing something from the Hamptons, Russell. I've got my Rotary pin on. So, you know, you never know what you're going to be wearing. It's great to see Carmen again, too. Carmen is a member, as was said, of Wenatchee Washington Rotary Club. One of the great opportunities we have in Rotary is to meet people like Carmen. And a couple of years ago, I had the opportunity to be in Wenatchee and got to meet her, and so thrilled that you featured her in that video. We're making great progress because of your investment in ending polio. Just this Sunday, I got an email from Aidan O'Leary. Aidan is the World Health Organization polio lead, and that email gave the results of what we call environmental testing, when they look in the water and in the sewer lines to see if the wild polio virus is present. And this particular email described what was going on in Pakistan during the month of April. And, you know, I got up and, you know, whenever I get emails and, you know, first thing in the morning, like that Sunday morning, why am I getting an email from Aidan? Well, the email said, in the month of April, at 60 sites, 58 in Pakistan and 2 just across the border from Afghanistan, that there was no wild polio virus. No wild polio virus. in the environmental samples. It was the first time ever that has happened. We've had some, good reports. I think a lot of you are probably aware that, we started with 350,000 cases a year. Here we are in 2021. So far this year, there was one case reported on January 1st in Afghanistan and one case on January 27th in Pakistan. 2 cases worldwide. That's because of the investments that all of you have made. You who are currently in Rotary and those who are no longer with us. And, I look at, we're still, we're going to still have some positive samples. I think, maybe it was just a month, but, I can't help but look at the trends and see that they were so similar to what we saw in India. I don't do we're this close. We've done it a little long, and it's taken longer, I think, than any of us would have hoped. But you know what? We're going to get it done. We're going to get it done because of the hard work of the Rotarians in the endemic countries in Africa to make sure it stays polio-free, because of the work of our partners, because of the men and women who actually deliver the polio drops, be they occasionally Rotary volunteers, or they be the front line on what we have done and what we can do. And I know with your help, we are going to end polio. We're going to have a big celebration. And as Bob Scott, one of my predecessors, always said, this isn't about us. It's not about Rotary. It's not about the World Health Organization. It's about the children of the world. That's what we do with polio eradication. And it's also what you do by supporting the annual fund and the other projects of the Rotary Foundation. We truly do good in the world. So, Jeffrey, wonderful to be with you this evening. And, I don't have a drink with me, but anyway, I'll drink to all the rest of you and drink to our future success. So thanks, Jeffrey. Good to be with you.
Mike, always good to be with you. And on behalf of everyone, I think there are over 800 people here. Thank you for what you do for us on our behalf with the IPPC, for your confidence, for your optimism, for all that you do. We can be on the ground here doing what we do, but what you do for us globally in our effort with our partners to eradicate polio is just amazing. And Mike, just another quick note. We had the Drop to Zero Challenge last year to raise money for Polio Plus. It was a very successful challenge, thanks to all the people in zones 28 and 32. And my promise was that I would jump out of an airplane if they were successful and reached our goal. They surpassed our goal. It was 5% cash-on-cash increase in giving. It went to 15%. The pandemic interfered with the jump. But 1 week from Saturday, District Governor Tony Marmo from the Hudson Valley and I are jumping out of a freaking airplane that is not on fire. And there will either be a memorial service at the end or a celebration. We'll keep you posted on that. But Mike, thanks again for all that you do. We now have Camilo coming back up, and I hear Camilo needs not one, but 2 guests this time. I hear one of them is Jennifer, but I have not heard who the other one is. So Camilo, I know you've got Jennifer, but I don't know who else you've got.
And Mike is with us too as well. Thank you, Jeffrey. So we have Jennifer, we have Mike. How are you guys?
Great.
Love it. I love the red carpet and everything there. And then I love your jacket as well. Okay, so guys, do you play cards?
A little bit.
A little bit? Okay,
Yes.
Fantastic. So let's see how we're going to do here. We have 52 cards right here. And I'm going to start with Mike. Mike, I'm going to spread the cards right here on the table. I'm going to pass my finger very, very slow. And at one point, you're going to say a stop. Okay, whenever you want, just go ahead and say a stop. So here we go.
Stop.
Right here, right in the middle. Mike, is this the card that you want? Is that what you want to stop?
No, I want 3 to the right of it.
Ooh, 1 to the right, you said?
3 to the right, yeah.
3 to the right. I love it. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. The third one. Is this okay with you?
That's it.
Perfect. Mike, where are you located right now? Where in the world are you right now?
I am in Cape Elizabeth, Maine.
Okay,
USA.
perfect. And I'm in Vancouver, okay? So you selected this card, okay? So maybe when you say stop, it was the internet, so that's why I passed 3 cards, but this is gonna be your card, okay, Mike? So here we go. I'm gonna close the cards. I'm gonna show you the cards. I'm gonna look back because there's a monitor and I don't wanna cheat. Mike, can you see the card right there?
I do.
You do? Perfect. Okay, so memorize the card. We're going to put it in the middle of the deck, and we're going to shuffle the cards. Okay, so now, Jennifer, could you please, and Mike, remember the card. Jennifer, could you please give me 4 of a kind? You want kings, you want jacks, you want aces, you want twos. What do you like?
Aces.
You want the aces. Oh, we went all the way to the top to the aces. So let's see the shuffle here. Once, twice, and let's give it a cut. So everybody can see that all the cards are completely shuffled, and you went with the aces. So I'm going to give it a cut. Here we go, Jennifer. Don't blink, anybody. Watch. 1, 2, 3. If I'm not mistaken, there you go. We're going to have right there the ace of hearts and the ace of spades. Let's give it a cut right here. Jennifer and Mike, if I go like this, 2 cards. Very, very slowly. Yeah, I like that Jennifer just went close to the screen. Jennifer, watch. If I go like this, we're going to have now the ace of diamonds right there. And the last ace for everybody is the most difficult ace for me, which is the ace of clubs. Sometimes I believe it's on top, but we have the king. Watch closely. If I take the king, I put it in the middle, I go like this, like a little printer, 1, 2, 3. Right there, we're going to have now the ace of clubs. Okay, so we have the 4 aces. Jennifer, from all of these aces, which one do you like the best?
The ace of hearts.
The ace of hearts is perfect for the occasion right now. The ace of hearts, lots of love for everybody. So we have the ace of hearts, the ace of spades, diamonds, and clubs. Mike, make sure you remember the card. Later on, I'm going to ask for it, okay? So watch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades. So here we go. The 4 aces. Watch closely and don't blink. We're going to play with 1 ace. Jennifer's ace, which it is, the ace of hearts. Jennifer, if I take the ace of hearts and I put it in the bottom, I go 1, 2, 3. The ace just comes to the top, just like that. I'm going to count it again. 1, 2, 3. If I go like this, we're going to have right here the ace of hearts. One more time. I'm putting 3rd place. If I go like this, 1, 2, 3, I believe the ace of hearts is right here. I'm going to put it on the table. Now, from the table to my hands, a little bit more difficult, is right here, the ace of hearts. Let's put it here. Let's put it here. Jennifer and everybody, if I go like this, we have right there the ace of hearts. But we start with 4 different aces. I like that you're smiling. There we go. If I go 1, 2, 3, Jennifer, let's change it to a different ace. You know what? This is a good gala. Let's change to a different card. Maybe the 5 of diamonds. Why not? Let's have the 5 of diamonds right there. Let's have the 5 of diamonds right there. Let's have the 5 of diamonds. And let's have the 5 of diamonds. That means we're going to have right here the 5, and I believe the 5. Jennifer and Mike, if they go like this, super slowly, we're going to have now the king of clubs. There we go. I take the king. I go very slowly. Let's take another card. Maybe the queen of hearts. If I take the queen and I go like this, 1, 2, 3, Jennifer, look at this. There's the king and there's the queen. Thank you very much. Now let me finish with one more. Let's get rid of these cards, and that's why we're going to have the 2 screens together here. Guys, I have a problem. I'm in Vancouver right now, but I'm from Colombia originally. And we have a problem, and I'm sure you have it at home too, is when we do laundry, okay? If there's kids in the future, you will understand me. When we do laundry, we take all the dirty clothes, we put them in the washing machine, then we take them when they're clean, put them in the dryer, we take them out, and we start folding. And for some magical reason, there's always one pair of socks that is missing. That's why I decided to print these white cards on one side, but on the other side, I painted some cards, okay? I printed some different kind of socks. So we're gonna bring Jennifer and Mike back on the screen because they're gonna help me here with these cards, okay? So let's just start with maybe Jennifer, if she's right here with us. Jennifer, once again, I'm gonna start passing the socks one at a time, okay? Upside down. And you're gonna stop me in one of the socks that is facing down, so you don't know which one it is. So I'll keep going like this and stop me whenever you want.
Stop.
Right here, Jennifer, do you want me to keep going one more or stop right there?
Stop right there.
Stop right there. Okay, so let me show you. You didn't select the white one or the red one, this blue one with dots, this beautiful one with hearts, this one right here. You stop right here. I'm going to leave it here. One more would have been this one, and so on. Okay, so let's eliminate these ones. Let's leave the one that you selected here. Mike, moment of truth for you. Mike, now, from this pile, you're going to try to select the same sock that Jennifer selected. You don't know which one it is. Not even Jennifer knows which one it is. So I'm going to start passing them around, and you're going to stop me once again when you say stop. Okay, go ahead and say stop whenever you want.
Stop.
Right there. Oh, you almost to the end. Mike, do you want one more, or that's good with you?
No, right there.
right there. Okay, so let me show you. You didn't stop in this blue one with colors, this black one with some dots, the white one for the gym, or this one right here, or this one, or the beautiful one with the hearts, or so on. You stop right here in this one. One more would have been this one, and so on. Okay, so let's eliminate these ones and let's only play with these ones. This will be a really good ending for my show right here. That Mike and Jennifer selected the exactly same sock, and they're in completely different parts right now of the world, including me. So let me show you. Jennifer, you selected a beautiful one, purple with white stars. Okay, Mike is a little bit nervous right now. He's like, I hope I selected the same purple one. He's smiling right now, ladies. And well, Mike, I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. But you actually stop in a yellow one with some green dots. Not exactly what we were going for. Jennifer is a little bit nervous. Don't worry, Jennifer, because you know what? These don't match right now. But as like Dean, the quote that Dean used, I really like from Helen Keller. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. And that's why we're all together here tonight. You guys selected these socks. At the beginning of the show in backstage, I was wearing in this one, the yellow one, with some green dots right here. But in this one, of course, I decided to go with the white stars and purple. Now, Mike, to finish with you, you selected one card. What was your card?
It was either 6 or 9 of diamonds or hearts. Diamonds. Diamonds.
Do you remember the card?
Diamonds.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
I think it was hearts.
Hearts, okay. I think it's good for what was the number?
You know what? I didn't memorize it. My bad. Eight of hearts. I think 8 of hearts.
8, 6 of that. You say 8 of hearts. Okay, let's go with 8 of hearts. That's okay with you. Let's go. Let's see. Let me show you, because at the beginning of the show, I decided to only wear with these socks. I was putting an H right here, but in this one, I decided to put a heart in that one. So thank God you actually selected the 8 of hearts, Jennifer, Mike, and everybody. Thank you for having me. Enjoy the rest of the evening. That's my show. I'm coming to the magician. Take care, everybody.
Wow. I'm glad it was just the socks and he didn't have to take off more clothes to show us more revelations there. But thank you, Camilo. And you asked where Michael was from, Cape Elizabeth. Everybody else, we should have sent one to you, the Maine to English dictionary that everyone else got. Mike, thank you again. Jennifer, thank you for being good sports with Camilo. And now let's take it to one more video, our last video of the evening. Take it away.
Hi, I'm David Knopfler from London, Ontario. I'm going to be talking to you today about the stove project that we will be doing in Nicaragua. This is a picture of a typical open fire stove in rural Nicaragua. The smoke that's produced by these open fire stoves results in a lot of production of carbon particles. You can see that over the years they've been deposited on the wall in the back. And it's been estimated that the daily production of smoke from these stoves is equivalent to inhaling the smoke from 3 packages of cigarettes. This is a huge problem around the world. It's been estimated that there's up to 3 billion of these open fire stoves, and the amount of greenhouse gases that they produce are greater than all of the world's automobiles and trucks combined. We are going to install a stove called a Husta stove. It's an eco-friendly stove, and the thing about these stoves is that they're safe for the individual. They are insulated so that they're cool on the outside, and they're very efficient. And they're vented, so all the smoke goes up the smokestack into the outside. There's a bigger benefit to these as well. The new stoves decrease greenhouse gases by 50% or more. So a lot of these stoves, if we can decrease those greenhouse gases, adding up, it would be significant. Our goal in our project is to have 250 Husta stoves built in 3 rural villages, and to also have the villagers plant 3,000 saplings. We've established a nursery in the rural area where we work, and that will combine with the stove project. To get this idea and the importance of the environment across to Rotarians, I've been riding my bike virtually across Canada since October, and Doug Thompson and I have been giving Zoom meetings to over 50 Rotary clubs and telling them about the importance of the open-fire stoves. The editors of Time magazine realize the importance and urgency of climate change. As Rotarians, we have been given the power to protect and support all life on this, our one planet. Rotary can take the lead. Now is the time. Thank you.
There you go. I was caught backstage for a minute. Thank you for that video. Great stoves and great project. We're going to run some of our donors on the bottom of the screen for the rest of the show. We're running a little long, but it's okay. We've got just a little bit. Thank you for your patience. We got a little ways to go. We're going to run some of our donors on the bottom of the screen. And I've been inspired by all of this. So I'm going to throw in $1,000 to this effort. And maybe some of you will join me. You can do that at Trellis on our bid page. And speaking of bids, the silent auction is going to be closing very, very soon. We are up to, on the Little Bit of Hope, we're up to $10,000 for the Little Bit of Hope. And on the guitar, we're up to $6,500. The silent auction is going to be closing very, very soon. If you've got a bid, get it in now. Without warning, we're going to close this thing, and it's going to happen soon. So take a look. As you watch this next video, you're going to know this face, and it's Sam Neill. You may not know his name, but you're definitely going to know his face if you've ever watched Jurassic Park or Red October or any of those other films he's been in. Take it away, Sam Neill.
Good evening. My name is Sam Neill. I have a few short words to say about Rotary, arguably the world's greatest service organization. I'm not a Rotarian myself. I doubt if they'd actually have me, but I am, I'm an honorary member of Rotary. I'm not sure if that counts, but I am a great admirer of Rotary because I believe in that timeless concept, that of service to our community, service to those in need, and service to a world that knows poverty and polio and undrinkable water, etc., and of course, COVID. When the world shut down with concerns about COVID, Rotary and Rotarians did not stop. More than 1 million Rotarians around the world kept responding to the calls of those in need. The world needs Rotary, and that need will continue into what will be a very challenging future. So, Rotarians from North America, I salute you, and I ask you to be generous tonight as we raise funds for the Rotary Foundation. And as an afterword, I want to congratulate Jennifer on being the future international president of this great organization, and I wish you very well on your journey. First woman ever. Great.
Yeah, thank you, Sam, for those kind words. And truer words were never spoken about Jennifer. I mean, Zone 28, you are on fire. You are on fire. We've got the president nominee on July 1 to be the president-elect of Rotary International. We've got the current director to represent us on the board. And on July 1, the vice president of Rotary International. And we've got Trustee Dean from out on the western end of the country. So Zone 28 in Canada, you are on fire, and we are proud of you. So the silent auction is going to close in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, closed. And we'll announce the winning bidder. It looks like Ian Lancaster is going to get a little bit of hope at $10,000. And I just got a note saying the silent auction was extended to 9/21. Okay, that's not for me, I guess. And the guitar looks like it went to Ryan Ferguson for $6,500. The folks backstage will correct me if I'm wrong on that. So now we've got a surprise for you. And it's called Last 1,000. Last 1,000. And here's how it works. You're going to bid $1,000, and you can do that in Trellis. And what you will get for that $1,000, if you're the last 1,000 in, is a signed theme scarf and a signed theme tie from soon-to-be President Jennifer Jones. Now, this could be a collector's item. I mean, she's the first woman president. I would suspect it could sell on eBay for $15,000 to $20,000 once you buy it for $1,000. And I could be wrong on that by a magnitude of a lot. But you could bring it back to your club or to your district at a fundraiser that you're going to have, and you could auction it off and make more money for the foundation. It's called the last $1,000. So we need a bid of $1,000 for the theme scarf. And guys, tell me where I'm going to be watching these bids. Tell me where I'm going to be watching these bids come in. Or am I just not going to see them come in? All right, we need $1,000 for the theme tie and the theme scarf. Who on the Trellis event? They're telling me, yeah, that would be great. Where am I seeing the stream though? Where am I going to see the chat on the Trellis event? Oh, there we go. You're going to show it to me. It's going to be on the right side. Okay, so somebody give me $1,000 for a signed theme scarf and tie from Jennifer Jones. She's not going to tell you what the theme is tonight, but I can guarantee it's going to be a beautiful thing, and it's going to be a collector's event. All right, I'm going to throw $1,000 in. I'll be the first, and maybe I'll be the last $1,000. Who can be another $1,000? I'm not going to tell you how much longer we have. It could be 30 seconds, and it could be 2 minutes. But the last 1,000 in is going to get a theme tie and scarf from Jennifer Jones. Guys, can you bring that back up so I can see if anybody else is bidding? You're not showing me $1,000. Who's going to bid $1,000 on a theme tie and scarf from Jennifer Jones? A theme tie and scarf. I need to see $1,000 bid. Who's going to give me $1,000 bid for a theme tie and scarf? Alexander Fox says there is no place to bid. You can bid on Donate Today. You're looking at that on the screen. Where do we bid? I'm getting all kinds of bid. Where do we bid? Do we bid in chat? Somebody help them out. Help me out. Where are we going to donate now? You're seeing it on your screen. Donate $1,000. So if you can do that, then we're going to see it come up. Click donate, and there. Last donation of $1,000. What you should say? Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that prompt. Last donation of $1,000. It's the last donation of $1,000, not the first. I was the first in at 1,000. Now the last one is going to get a theme tie and scarf. I don't see anybody coming in yet at $1,000. Maybe it's just taking you time to get through it. Click donate now, select $1,000, says Betsy. Thank you, Betsy. Click donate today. Bruce and Sue Goldson, $1,000. Betsy Manzella, oh no, Betsy's not in. So Bruce and Sue are right now the last 1,000. They are the last $1,000. Is anybody going to take over Bruce and Sue? Bruce and Sue. Barbara says, good luck, everyone. You could put $1,000 after that, Barbara. That would help out. All right, we're going to close this down soon. Who's going to be the last $1,000 to get the theme tie and scarf? And it looks like it's going to be Bruce and Sue Goldson for $1,000. You're going to get a theme tie and scarf from incoming president. And you know what? Stick right there, David Elliott. David, there's about a 10 to 12 second delay between when I say it's closed and bids might come in. So David Elliott, you're also going to get a theme tie and scarf. We're going to give you a theme tie and scarf, and we're going to give Sue and Bruce Goldson a theme tie and scarf. Folks backstage, if you could keep track of that for me, that would be great. And now we're going to turn it to Director Valerie. Valerie?
This has been an incredible evening, and I know that many have had pre-parties and many are heading off to post-parties. I dropped into my own District 7010 tailgate party, and I might make the rounds following this event. Thank you so much for your support, highlighting the essential work and telling your stories. Mother Teresa once said, It's not about how much we give, but how much love we put into giving. And you have shown a lot of love tonight. This event has been inspiring. It's been full of stories, and you have been so generous. On behalf of my co-host, Dean, I want to thank you. You inspire me every day. The work that you have done this year to keep your community safe, the work that you will continue to do through the Rotary Foundation. Tonight is such a great example of how a little idea can be scaled up to make a much larger impact. And speaking of service, Jennifer, Dean, and I look forward to being with Ian Lancaster in District 7070, my home district where I was district governor, and we look forward to rolling up our sleeves. So be well, be safe. Let's continue to do the good work. And Jeffrey, a special thank you to you, my friend. You have been fantastic tonight. Thank you so much for putting in the time and being our MC tonight. Couldn't think of anyone else who could have done it better than you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Valerie. And stay on screen for a minute because I want you to help me to thank a couple of more people. We are almost done, folks. I know we ran a little bit long. I think it was worth it. How about you? I understand that we're getting a lot of action on the donations right now, so keep the donations coming in. Let's bring up, anytime, Valerie, that I speak in person, which I don't remember the last time that was, I always remember to thank the AV people, the audiovisual people, the people that control the sound and the lighting, because no matter what we do on stage, they're the ones that make us look good. And I want to bring up Drew and Tim. Drew and Tim, I know you don't want to do this, but come on in. And Peter Schultz, you come on in too. Can we get 5 of us on screen, or can we get 4?
Yeah.
Can we
Who
bring,
else would you like to bring on?
Peter.
Peter as well, of course.
Yeah. All right. So listen, here, for all of you who are still with us, Drew is up. God, Peter, it's like Brady Bunch here. Drew is up in the changing the view right now. Order and Tim. Drew and Tim were the brains behind this. They're the ones that put it together. And Tim or Drew, could you put up a screen with your contact information? If you're running, take a photo of this, if you could. Take a photo of this screen so that you'll have it. StayAtHomeFundraising.com. If you're running a club event, a district event, a multi-district event, you want to talk to Drew and Tim at Stay at Home Fundraising. They're the ones that put all this together on the back end. They've been working furiously so that it looks relatively seamless on the front end. But all right, go back now. Info at StayAtHomeFundraising.com. Drew and Tim, thank you so much. But none of this, Valerie, would have happened. Peter Schultz, if Drew and Tim were the backstage, the heart and soul of this was Peter Schultz. And past Governor Peter, my friend, you had an idea, and all of a sudden, you say it grew organically. I say it grew like wildfire. But all of a sudden, this thing went from a district event to a multi-district event to a paired zone event. And I don't know if you have any numbers, Peter. Do you have any numbers? Just ballpark.
The last number I saw go by was $183,000, and but this is happening because of the generosity of Rotarians. The donation channel's going nuts right now. The Rotary superstars, all of you, Valerie, Jeffrey, Dean, Jennifer, all the Rotary superstars who made this happen, and all the non-Rotarians who generously donated their time and talent to be a part of this. I'm blown away.
Well, Peter, thank you so much. I mean, look, you're so talented. You could have done this with one hand tied behind your back. Oh, that's right. You did do it with one hand tied behind your back. Look, many, many thanks. You should be very proud. And to all of the folks, you call us the superstars. We're not the superstars. The superstars are the people in Rotary clubs, around, and Rotaractors around zones 28 and 32. The people who are here with us at that. We have the honor and the privilege of serving in the positions that we do, but we do it for one reason, and we do it to make all of our clubs stronger, to make all of our clubs better, and to grow Rotary. And so to Barry Rassin, Mike McGovern, Jennifer Jones, all the folks who are on the red carpet, everybody, and all of you who spent so much time here with us today. Thank you. Thank you. Dean Roars, thank you. Thank you. This was an amazing event, and you did good. We said we would do some good, and you did good. So we're going to turn it over now to Tom Dyer, because some of you are going to learn how to make a cocktail, or you're going to do something with liquor. It's exactly what I'm going to do, something with liquor, because it's now what, 9:32 on the East Coast. It's beyond happy hour. If there's nothing else for the good of the order, stay safe, stay well, take care of each other, and good night. Tom, turning it over to you.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey. Well, over here it's 2:30 in the morning, so it's happy hour for a while already. And for those that are still with us, I am going to teach you my signature cocktail. This is called My Paloma, which is a twist on a classic cocktail called the Paloma. And we're going to jump straight into it, because I'm hoping that you've all had the ingredients and you've got your ingredients ready to follow along. If not, you can always jot down the ingredients as we go ahead and make it yourself later on. So first things first, you need a tall glass, fill that full of ice. Now, believe it or not, ice is the bartender's best friend. And that's not to short pour people, but it's obviously to keep your drink cold. Over in the UK, people don't like ice because they feel like they're getting short poured with all the ice taking up space in their glass. But what it's actually doing is keeping your drink nice and cold all the way until the end. So this is a shake and strain cocktail, and I'm going to be using what's called a Boston shaker. I've got a tiki shaker over here and a Boston glass right here. And we're starting off with a large measure of gold tequila. That is 2 ounces. Or if you're over in the UK, it's 50 mils, which is less than 2 ounces. So let's go with 2 ounces, because that's much better. So we need a large measure of that. And this is quite a boozy cocktail, because next we have every bartender's favorite liqueur is Campari. And we're just putting 1/4 ounce of that right there. And that's going to give a bit of bitterness, a little bit of sweetness to the cocktail as well. And it's going to give it a nice bit of color to go with it. Right, next up, we're going to get some fresh lime juice. Now, you can squeeze your lime juice direct from the limes, obviously, but I've pre-squozened my lime juice. Yes, squozened. That is a word. And I've pre-measured as well. It's in my nice little copper mug right here. So you need 1/2 shot or 1/2 ounce of that into the glass. And that's going to help balance out some of the sweetness, which we're going to put into the drink as well. So we do need sweetness, and for that we're going to be using some agave syrup. If you don't have agave syrup, you can use sugar syrup. If you don't have sugar syrup, you can use some honey. Just mix a little bit of honey with water, and then you can squirt that into your glass. You need about a shot, okay? Because we have quite a few bitter ingredients in this cocktail, and we're going to have some savory ingredients coming up just in a second. We want to balance all that out with a bit of sweetness using the agave syrup. So next, the secret ingredient to this one is salt. Now, some people may think you're a bit crazy putting salt into a cocktail, but it adds a bit of texture. It adds this sort of silky flavor that you get from the salt. And just like with sugar, or just like with salt in food, if you add salt into your food, it enhances that flavor. It does the same with cocktails. Sugar also does that. So sugar and salt together, you got an explosion of flavors. So, okay, so we're pretty much almost there. We do need to have our lengthener. So most cocktails, if you take a cocktail with 5 ingredients, for example, let's say the mojito, you'll have the main spirit, which is rum. You'll have the citrus or the sour, which would be lime in the mojito. You'll have a sweetening agent to balance out the citrus. Then you'll have a flavor in a mojito, it's like mint. And then you'll have a lengthener. So in the mojito, it's soda. We've got 2 lengtheners in this cocktail. And the first one is pink grapefruit juice. And again, if you don't have pink grapefruit juice, you just have regular old grapefruit juice, then you can use that, that's not a problem. And we're going to have 2 shots of that. That's 2 ounces. Right now comes the fun part, and that is the shaking. So we do need to get some ice into our glass, more ice again. And don't be afraid to put a lot of ice in when you're going to shake, okay? Because what you're doing when you're shaking is obviously you're mixing the ingredients, but you're also diluting down the cocktail. Because you've got all the flavors in the glass already, you want to dilute those flavors down with the ice. You're going to chill the cocktail as well and pour it over ice. And you're basically obviously mixing everything together and bringing air into the cocktail, which is also going to bring extra texture and flavor. So the shake is very important. And you've got to be careful when you shake, because everybody has a shake face. So hopefully everyone's going to shake a cocktail with me together. Be careful. When you make your shake face, always make sure you're smiling to your guests or whoever you're making your cocktail for. My shake face is like this. It makes the cocktail look way more exciting, I believe. But anyway, make sure you shake that for a good 5 or 10 seconds. You can add a little bit of flair as well. There we go. And then you're ready to strain out all of those ingredients into your already chilled glass. Ta, 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 ta. Now, if you didn't put ice in that glass and you had a warm glass and a cold drink going into a warm glass, you're already starting to basically warm up the cocktail. So you want that glass nice and cold. We're just going to strain out that excess water, you see. Now, we're going to strain over our fresh ice. Fresh ice. Yes. We need a little gap on the top of the drink right here. This is our little window of opportunity, I like to call it. But in this case, it's our window for soda. Soda. So I've got some gently sparkled, natural sparkling water here that we have in Portugal. And it has a slightly salty taste as well, which goes fantastically well with this cocktail. But just regular soda will be fine. The original cocktail for the Paloma actually uses grapefruit soda. So if you had grapefruit soda or lemon soda, you could even put that on top if you wanted to as well. And then the garnish, which is very important. It's like when you get served a delicious meal, if they just plonked it all on the plate without any kind of regard to presentation, it probably wouldn't look or taste as good. So it's the same with a cocktail. You want to make that cocktail look as good as it can be. So we've got a nice wedge of grapefruit on top, a paper straw in the side, because obviously we want to save the turtles. And then we are going to finish off with a little flair trick, which I'm going to teach you very, very quickly. Now, again, if you don't have a napkin available in front of you, no problems whatsoever. You can take your notes and you can try this at home and impress all your friends and family with this trick. So the trick I'm going to show you is what we call the napkin spin, which looks like this. And it's much easier than what you think. And the action that you need to learn is spin, up, down, with the same hand. So spin like a frisbee, but with a flick of the wrist. Then you're going to come up through the napkin, turn your hand over and place it down onto the bar top. So there's two actions. The first you're going to learn is that spin with the napkin. And that is flick of the wrist, and you should hopefully get a spin. If I do it this way, you can see the napkin spin quite quickly. And that's what you want to get with your napkin. Now, once you've got that spin happening, then you're going to use that up and down action onto the bar top to present your napkin to then put your cocktail on top. So spin, up, down, onto the bar top. And that is my Paloma. Not really. That is my Paloma. I hope you've given it a shot for yourself. Let's give it a quick try. Absolutely delicious. I'm going to go and enjoy this. But before I go, I want to say a massive thank you to the Rotary Foundation for having me here. Thank you so much for everybody who stuck around to the end and made this cocktail with me. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. And thank you so much for having me. I think that is the end of the show. I'm not sure if we're going back to Jeffrey. I'm going to say goodbye and good night and all the best to you all. Cheers.